Hello, Roger Bisbee here from the Skill Builder channel, and we've got a little video from Yasser, so let's have a look.
That's a new recent extension on the top of the garage, and there's an extension to the back that I'll show you in a bit. This porch that was added recently, a few years before I bought this house, and I dug this trench and I put a French drainage and connected to that drainage there. So these are the two air bricks that I have, and I've also put the dry rods a few years ago to help with that damp.
Right, well, if he's put dry rods in there, he's drilled them where I would expect to see a damp-proof course, so you never want to do that. If you've got a damp-proof course, whether it's slate or bitumen, put the dry rods below it or put the dry rods above it, but don't put them on the damp-proof course, because what you're doing is destroying the damp-proof course to put in another damp-proof course, which is not going to be as effective, because a physical damp-proof course is the best you can get. Chemical damp-proof course, dry rods and so on, siloxane, it's good, but it's not as good as the original. There was no need to do that. I don't think it's a failed damp-proof course. We can clearly see a bit of moisture here, but I think that's coming from under the floor and into the cavity wall. I don't think it's being produced by rising damp. Could be wrong, but there you go. But this French drain that he's put in, I mean, if this is a ducting that just has got the holes in it, you know, the stuff we call French drain, there's no point putting it there, because all that's doing is taking water off the drive. Any surface water is being put in there. You've got gravel around it, and it's encouraging water rather than sending water away. He needed to dig down and put in a membrane to stop the water flooding towards a house or creeping towards a house under the ground, and then you need to dig down, way down below the foundation, and that's where you've got to put your drain in, not just sticking it in at this level. You know, this is done time and time again. I see this all over the place, and it's a mistake.
And you can see those bricks, they actually had a frost damage.
Yeah, well, the reason those bricks are spalling is because they're rubbish. Flittens are fired to a lower temperature than other bricks, they say, because it saves energy, but it saves them a big gas bill as well. And they're just not good. They're not durable. I mean, they don't last. If they get damp, you get this kind of thing happening. And there's clearly a bit of damp around there. We can see a pattern of damp. But I suspect, this is a cavity wall, and I suspect that damp is coming up inside the cavity. If this water, this surface water, is draining into the bottom of the cavity just below the ground level, and it's evaporating up inside that cavity, it's trying to escape through the brickwork. Not doing a very good job of it.
Those two are working, and there's at the back of the house, there's another two in the same direction.
Okay, so we've got a through flow of air. That's great. Where does this French drain go now? Does it just disappear into this manhole? If that manhole's blocked up, then basically the water's going to come back and finish up in the French drain. It's a worse situation than not having it. And we don't even know if there's a trap there. Is that a surface water manhole or a foul one? I don't know.
So I had a bit of damp issue in this area, because underneath this step there's a void, an opening to the foundation, which brings like humid air to this, and it condensates on that piece of on the step, and it gets a lot of water on the floor sometimes in the morning. So I had to close this, although I'm not quite sure if I'm doing myself a favour by closing a ventilation area, but I can't cope with so much humidity here.
So that just reinforces what I was saying. There's water underneath that floor. I'm guessing this is the beam and block floor, judging by the age of the house. Could be suspended timber, but whatever it is, there's moisture under there. There's excessive moisture under there.
Then after closing this, then an air brick that was there in the garage basically started to get all the condensation here instead, and then there's a lot of moisture in the garage, and I was just scared that it might actually damage the tools that I have here and the bikes and everything. So I've temporarily just blocked that with this just for now to observe and see.
Again, you see, it's just looking for somewhere to go. This isn't a cause, this is an effect. This is something that's happened because there's too much moisture. You should take signs like that as a warning sign, an indicator. It's a bit like having symptoms. You don't try and cure the symptoms, you try and cure the cause of the problem. Always protect the bikes. Put them in your lounge, that's what I do. I would if my wife would allow it.
That's a suspended floor here. And this is 2 air bricks at the front, 2 air bricks at the back. And this is also suspended floor, but this is a new kitchen. And here you've got the 2 air bricks at the back, and all of this is basically filled with MOT and gravel. So that is here, and then the slope of the garden goes all the way there. So this new build here, the new kitchen, is all over a suspended floor, so it does not compromise the water table. So everything flows, and it should still drains all the way to the garden.
So that's beam and block all the way through. That's a good thing.
Am I doing any harm by keeping only the 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and then blocking porch one, and then accepting a bit of moisture on that wall by doing so? Or should I actually create another ventilation from the garage and maybe dig it outside, because I can't keep the porch the same way, and also I don't want the moisture to be in my garage.
So that rainwater pipe is coming down there, so I'd like to know where that's going. If he's just chucking that rainwater into the MOT at the back and just letting it drain into the ground, that's not great, is it? So again, I would be looking to try and channel that water away from there, get it to the garden.
So if you can please give me your advice, that will be appreciated. Thanks, Roger.
My advice is that you've got to dig around here. You've got to find out what's going on here. So just dig up that French drain in a couple of places. Leave it exposed. He's taken some bricks away here. Just see what's happening in the way of water, because it could well be that there's water coming back from the drains. You only need a block drain, even if it's a surface water one, on that manhole, somewhere around that manhole, for water to be feeding back. So that's the first thing that I'd look at. Where's that water coming from? We're assuming that French drain is going round there, round the corner. It should be falling all the way. It should be deeper. It's doing hardly any good at all there. In fact, it could be doing more harm than good. And it's going into this manhole here. Now, is that a foul water manhole? Is that a surface water manhole? He's got a soil pipe inside the garage, so it could be picking up that soil pipe. If it's not picking up that soil pipe, then where's the soil pipe going? There should be another manhole beside it. I'm immediately suspicious. My first thing would be to get those drains open up, get the manhole cover lifted, just have a look under the floor with some kind of camera and just see what's happening under that suspended floor, because I'm fairly sure if it's a beam and block floor, they don't always put a membrane down on the ground, which they should really do. You should always have a membrane down and ideally lapped up the wall and tucked into the damp proof course, but it doesn't get done, and that means that if there is surface water there, it's going to be trying to escape by coming up through the floor under the beam and block. Got an echo drain, you've got a gully there, got a soil pipe there running down there. Look at, you can see the bit of concrete work that's been done there. I reckon that's running to that manhole. And if it's running to that manhole and he's put the surface water into that manhole, then that could be a big mistake. Definitely take that cover over that air brick away. Definitely try and get some more ventilation in there, even putting a fan in there, some kind of fan with a duct in, so that he can just blow some air through there or suck it out. Just get a bit more air moving through there. Just dry the floor out. First things first, let's dry the floor out under there and just see what happens then. Anyway, that's my verdict. Let me know what you think, viewers, because yes, I would love to know. I'm sure he'd like to get to the bottom of this, and it looks like, to me, like he might be making a few mistakes there. He might be making the problem worse. I'm Roger Bisbee. Come back and see me soon. Keep sending your questions in. We love them. And some of our viewers who like to contribute, who like to put in their little bit of, always welcome. Let's have the wisdom of crowds. Let's have people who know what they're talking about adding to the debate.
Skill Builder needs your support. If you like this video, take a look at this one. It's one of over 1,000 episodes on Skill Builder. If you want to support the long-term future of the channel, become a member and we'll continue working hard on more of the stuff you like. Thank you.